Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and the First Descendant officially launched today, and it's time to decide which characters you want to unlock first, and we're going to do so today based on the best possible option in fashion, and that's the true end game. Everybody knows that in a looter shooter. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. We're going to be talking about all of the premium skins and ranking them from D to S tier. But these all cost real life money, about $15 when you calculate the translation between real life money and then Caliber, which is the in-game currency. Also, when you make a purchase of Caliber from a store, it will go to an inbox that you have in the store directory as well. So make sure you claim the Caliber before being frustrated that it's not in your inventory. So make sure you do that first and foremost. Anyway, let's go through the skin, starting with Lepic's Reaper of the Battlefield. I think this is maybe an S tier skin. Right off the bat, this is a fantastic skin. Changes his appearance pretty dramatically. The skull feature is fantastic. I think there could be more colors on the actual suit itself, but overall this is a skin that is fantastic. And if I was going to be playing Lepic, I'd be highly convinced to purchase this one because of how cool it does look. Again, I wish there was more color on the skin itself. Maybe I'll keep it at A tier. There are some other skins that are fantastic as well, so keep that in mind. Next up, we're going to go to Ajax's Undisclosed Project. I think this is fine. I don't mind it. His base skin is pretty cool already, so for me, this is going to be a B, maybe C tier. I'm going to put this in C tier just because while it does look cool, I don't know if it stands out compared to some of the other skins that we have, and so I'm going to knock it down a little bit for that. It's not quite as unique as some of the other options that we could get in the game. Then we got VS's Bloody Roll. Some people are going to go crazy thirsty over this. It is a big change from her base skin. She's got some Jill Valentine from Resident Evil vibes going on here. I think this is an A tier skin. Again, very different, not sci-fi like you might expect, and so much different from her normal skin that I think a lot of people will be looking forward to this one, to be honest. But for me, it's not quite as good as some of the other ones that we have on the list. I considered putting it in B tier instead, but for me, this one is really, really good, and I think a lot of people like it. There's also a lot of detail in the jacket, in the necklace, so I think that makes a lot of sense to put it a bit higher because of that. Next up, we got Bunny's Hyper-Dimensional Sprinter. Now, I like this suit personally. I'm going to put it in C tier, though, for two reasons. One, I think it takes away from what she really does as far as her skin goes, and then number two, she's got better skins already in other parts of the store. So because I like other skins more, I have no interest in purchasing this one, especially at the cost that is currently at. So I'm not really looking forward to getting this skin at all. I don't think I ever will, even though Bunny is one of my favorite characters in the game, and I tend to use her quite a bit during the betas and everything like that. I just don't see any real reason to purchase this skin, to be honest. And now, again, thirst aside, because that's going to be people's main priorities, there are other more exposed skins that I think people are going to be leaning towards as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see those a lot. Then we are moving on to Jaber's Deploy Neutral Network. This is the most emo skin I think I've ever seen, and it's solid. Like, I like this one, but I just don't know if it's one that I would be spending my money on, to be honest. I like Jaber as a character. This is going to be a B tier for me. Not the worst, not the best, but again, it doesn't do much for me compared to some of the other skins that we do see, and I just wish it was a bit better, a little bit more unique. Now we've got Freyna's Quarantine Clearance. This might be a hot take. Freyna is one of my favorite characters in the game. First one that I want to unlock. This is a D tier skin for me because while it is somewhat detailed, I don't feel like this is a premium version of a skin that I would want to purchase, to be honest. Just not for me. I don't care for this skin. It doesn't wow me in any way, and that's incredibly frustrating for one of my favorite characters that I would like to be playing as soon as possible. Now we've got Glaze Intensive Care Subject. This one is actually pretty solid. Some of the details on this one are pretty wild. You've got all the different straps. The glasses look really cool. You got a little bit of interesting colors and everything going on there. I think this is a skin that I do like. I think I'm going to put this one in low A tier. It could be B tier as well. This is not going to appeal to everybody, but I do like this skin. Glay was a character who was absolutely broken at times during the betas, and I think they fixed her. That was her glitch that was happening. But I could see a lot of people leaning towards this skin as well. And it's one that, again, if you look down below, she has like the sides exposed and everything like that. I think that's a cool idea for a skin, and I definitely think this is one that we'll see out and about quite a bit. Now we're moving on. Sharon's colon Special Forces. It doesn't say colon, but that's funny. Anyway, this is a skin I like a lot. I'm going to put this one in A tier. I think this one fits her vibe, gives her almost a Predator feel as an assassin character. And so for that reason, I'm a big fan of this one. She's got almost like full assassin vibes. She got the little knives there that she uses. The colors are interesting. I do think this is one of the better skins that I would honestly be rocking if I play her all the time. I'm not as much a fan of her character overall as far as playstyle goes, but this is a skin I do very much like. Now we've got Blair's Dominator of the Dark Streets. This reminds me of a character from Final Fantasy. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know how much I like this one. I think this one's probably right there in the C tier. I think there's some people that might thirst over this skin, to be honest, but for me it ranks a little bit lower just because I don't personally care for it. Reminds me of the the doctor from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth a little bit, if that makes sense. And just for me, just the vibes are off just a little bit. I'm not as much of a fan. It looks cool, some interesting details and concepts, but I like the one half of the shirt is tucked in, the other is not. Very interesting, but again, not really for me. Valby's Midnight Waves, I think this is just a D tier skin. It feels like just a color change. I know there are some other additions, but for a premium skin, this is not going to be it for me. Not a fan, not one that I would go out of my way to purchase. And then moving on, we've got the Kyle's Desert Wanderer. This is an S tier skin. This is probably the best premium skin in the game. If you want to play as Kyle, highly recommend chasing this one down if you can, getting some currency to try to get this bad boy, because that looks absolutely sick. And he is the character that I have been looking at as who I think will be the least played character. He costs more than a lot of the other starting characters. I don't know if he separates himself. He might be the best tank in the game, but we'll have to wait and see. This is another S tier skin. Esimo's Frenzied Leadership. This is a fire skin. Very Borderlands in this one. Giving me Psycho vibes. And so I'm a fan of this skin by far. I think this is one of the better skins that we have. It's unique. It adds a bit to the character. Really vibey. So I'm a huge fan of this one. Enzo's Barn Owl. This is a C tier skin. It's solid. It just doesn't wow me. Like, compared to the last two skins, you can't tell me that this is a premium skin that I should be really looking forward to. Some people like things a little bit more calm. They don't like things as outlandish with their skins. For me, this is a sci-fi world. I want pure sci-fi in my skins. I want shenanigans. And so that's why this is going to rank a bit lower. Eugen's Encounter with the Unknown. I mean, this is solid. It's a B tier skin. He is essentially just an astronaut. A lot of detail. That's the thing about this skin. This might be an A tier just because of all the details on the actual skin itself. But again, nothing that wows me with this one. I don't know if this one is as exciting as some of the other ones that we've seen. And I think that's going to do it for my rankings. That's all the premium skins available right now. I think they did a pretty good job overall with a lot of these. I know some of them don't stand out as much as others. My favorites are all the ones with the unique head styles, to be honest. You got Kyle, SMO, and Lepic. They all have something in common. Little skull face, essentially. But I just do like that darker tone and a little bit more grit and cool factor to my skins personally. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you agree? Would you rank any of these differently? Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, if you want to see more of the First Descendant content from me, I'm going to have a ton of videos going forward. My name is Jopa. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.